ain't exactly pretty, ain't exactly small. 4, 2, 3, 9, 56. You can say she got it
I don't know for sure, but from my younger days, I'm going to say it sounds a little bit like AC/DC. Cindy Crawford had some curves, but would you put her on the runway these days with plus-size models? One magazine says yes, that a size 6 now passes for plus in the fashion world. It's a shocking claim that is gaining worldwide attention today. The January issue of Plus Model magazine reveals plus-size models wear somewhere between 6 and 14. A decade ago, it was more like between 12 and 18, and they're not the only ones shrinking. Plus Model claims straight-size models, the ones we see in all the ads, weigh 23% less than the average woman. And those runway models may be walking a dangerous line. The magazine says many meet clinical criteria for anorexia.
I can't believe that. That's like totally insane.
A size 6, I mean, that's only a size 28, say, here in our jeans. And to say that our mid-size is plus size, that's absurd.
If I were to be a model, I would have to weigh like 105. And that just seems insane to me.
It's a horrible message. Absolutely horrible.
Insane, absurd, the word we keep hearing over and over again to describe what's going on. Camille Kraepelin, the head of the fashion media department at SMU, and also Nancy Upton, a fashion writer who made headlines. Nancy, when you won an online contest for American Apparel, you're both here tonight. Thank you for being here. All right, Camille, let's start with you. Really, a size 6, that is what is considered a plus size, or what the fashion industry wants us to believe?
Well, the fashion industry designers are looking for women who are really going to look great in their clothes.
Yes.
And what they really want are human mannequins. So the smaller, the thinner the woman, they really then can just accentuate those clothes and be what the designers want the clothes to really look
So
like.
the fashion industry, in this sense, is benefiting. They're feeding themselves, because really, that does no good to me when I look at this and say,
No.
really? That, I mean, so it's all for them, right?
But they're creating a fantasy.
Right.
They are creating a fantasy, and it's you know, it's not reality. It's not
Right.
what you go into the department store or, you know, the whatever clothing store you shop in. But it's creating a fantasy, and the designers do drive it because they're the ones who sell ads to the magazines.
But see, that scary thing is, though, is when we think it should be reality, when we think that we should have really what is an unattainable body, especially when, you know, there's Photoshop and all that sort of thing.
Sure.
You think, gosh, this is what we should look like. Okay, so Nancy, you've got a great story. tell us your story.
A few months ago, there was an online contest to find a new plus-size model to be the face of American Apparel's new plus-size collection. They were, and the call for models said, hey, bootylicious girls, do you need more wiggle room in your pants, et cetera, et cetera. It was very condescending.
Offensive, sure.
Right. And what bothered me about it was that they could describe their own clothes as sexy, but a woman who's over a size 10 or a size 12 has to be bootylicious or whatever.
Right.
So my friend, a great photographer, Shannon Skloss, took photos of me covered in high-calorie foods, sort of as a spoof on the kind of photo shoot you see where women are like fully clothed in pools.
Right.
And it was me covered in ranch dressing and different things like that.
And you put this out there and you
Yes.
won, and then
Yes.
the company says,
not so much.
Not the image that we want.
No, not so much. They really didn't like that. They sort of sent out a scathing letter saying we want someone who's beautiful inside as well as out, saying that I'm, maybe not so beautiful on the inside. And then got in trouble for that and flew Shannon and I out to tour the factory. Kind of make amends.
So what do you hear when what do you think when you hear this?
I am dismayed.
Yeah. We go back to insane and absurd.
Right.
First of all, Nancy, the fact that you'd even be shopping in plus size amazes me, because you just don't look at it all, and it's just. Listen, where does the healthy body image come in here?
And it's interesting because right now when people talk about plus size as a look, there's a lot of kind of fat shaming that goes on. Say, if we show women who are plus size and beautiful but they're overweight, we're not sending the right impression.
Right.
But the other side of that, if we show people that are underweight as the ideal weight, we're doing that and obviously feeding problems with anorexia and bulimia.
It's both sides.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Fat shaming and the thin shaming.
I mean, people who are size zeros and size 2s, because of what the modeling industry has done, they get as much flack from people,
Right.
as the same that a 14 or 16 would.
So, is the industry ever going to embrace this?
Well,
and
I
all the
think
healthy image?
abroad, in several other countries, they have put standards in. They're saying, we will not allow women who have a BMI below 18
Right.
to be in Fashion Week. The United States has not embraced that yet.
Yeah.
There are many grassroots movements, and I think this magazine is really an example of that. That are, people are saying we're not going to just act like lambs and just subscribe to this one model of beauty anymore.
Starts with all of us embracing what just a healthy image.
Yes.
All right, we've got to wrap it. Sorry about your chair. I know they twist around here sometimes.
I'm trying to twist over here.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Steve.